Hey guys, how you doing, man? I gotta address something real quick. So hey everyone, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. Welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. This is the post-game show. Unfortunately, we're gonna have trouble getting people. Something happened. Hopefully they'll watch this. I'm in a Facebook group. I'm not gonna say the name of the group. There's a person in this group that I do not get along with. He made a comment to something I posted about being on KMOX. We had a back and forth. And in that comment, I called him a scumbag and he made a comment, B-I-T-C-H. And apparently Facebook blocked me, but not him, even though he called me the same words. I don't get it. That's the way it is. So I know this is getting shared in some groups and hopefully they'll watch it from Facebook or from YouTube or Twitter, but we're not going to get a lot of people. So we'll go and I won't talk about, but hopefully people will know I'm going to be on KMOX tomorrow. I showed a little bit of that earlier. I think it's really cool. I'm going to be on at 11:45 St. Louis time. That's 6:45 my time. But I'm going to get up early. Hopefully, one of you guys, hopefully Brock, maybe you can record it if you get a chance.
Well, 6:45 is awfully early, so luckily it's a little later on my side.
Yeah, it's 11:45 your time, right?
I know.
So
sure.
hopefully we'll get some. Say again?
I'll definitely be taking a listen out for you for sure.
Yeah. So and then post in the clan that listen, I'm going to put something out there that's worth a bonus point. Right?
Okay.
And darkness brings a good point. The team's solid at home, solid on the road, yet absolutely trash at home. I don't get it. You know, darkness, I think there's, and I thought about this a lot. I think COVID is playing a big part of this, right? When they're on the road, their focus is not split, right? They're not allowed to leave the hotel rooms. They can only go to a certain area at a certain time. You know, their focus is pretty much dead set, right? So and you're noticing this a lot in the league. Road teams are winning more than home teams. When you get home from a road trip, you got to deal with all of that stuff. You got to deal with the road trip, the wife and all those other things, and so it's
okay.
No, I'm looking at something about why I got blocked.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it anymore. I just know at the moment I cannot post on Facebook for 24 hours. I'll go from there.
Let's talk about the stinking Blues loss, Guy. I mean, what's going on? We need to be able to. We got to move on. I get it, but we got to be able to beat these guys. I mean, that's the bottom line this year. If we can't beat Vegas, we're not going anywhere.
No, that's a good point. Absolutely good point, man. And I don't know why. This is the first time. Well, first of all, it's the first time we've ever lost to them in regulation. Okay, it was going to happen sooner or later. I get that. I don't have an issue with that. They played hard tonight. They played as good as they could play. I didn't see a lot of mistakes. I will put that second goal on Huso. Right?
Oh yeah.
You cannot give up a rebound like that, center ice like that. I mean, you give up a rebound like that, you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, you're gonna get burned.
Right? I didn't see the third goal. I guess it went under the netting and slipped in. I didn't see what went there. I got to go back and look at it later. But it's just, I thought when it was 2-1 we were going to come back. I actually, Brock, or Jeremy, this. We were talking after because I didn't make my pick. Who did I say was going to score a goal tonight?
You said, God. I'm having a blank moment.
Blaze.
You said, yep.
You heard me. I said I was feeling Blaze was going to go and do something, man. And it's absolutely great that he did.
At least,
I wish more people will watch this tonight, but oh well, we just got to deal with it. Hopefully they'll watch the replay and we'll go from there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in this win. In this loss. I thought they could have played better. I thought there were different things. This wasn't a 5-1 loss or a 4-1 loss. It was a 3-1 loss to me. Right. And that's what you got to look at it as more. But it doesn't matter what the score is. A loss is a loss, and you deal with it from that point.
See, Guy, I'm going to just tell you though right now where I'm disappointed is when it's 3-1 and you have a 5-on-3 and you can't pump the puck in the net. I mean, that's a lost opportunity that you're not going to get back. Okay, they should have at least kept it. And again, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I get it. And you're Las Vegas, they're a good defensive team, but boy, that was a key opportunity to get back in that game. And really, for all the happy talk you want to say, the fact is they scored 1 goal by Sammy Blais, kind of a who cares player. I mean, no offense, but Mark Stone made the Blues his bitch tonight. He did, and he's kind of been doing that every time he plays the Blues. So, I just want to.
It also helps that It also helps Mark Stone has 5 goals in 6 games, and it has his 14th point in just the month of March.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Stone's on it. He's been on it, and I thought when Stone came to St. Louis, I thought somebody was going to take his ass out for what they did.
I'm really disappointed about that. Really disappointed that someone didn't lay a heavy hit on him.
I do give props to Dakota Joshua for picking on Ryan Reeves, but I also give bigger props to Keegan Kolesar, who stepped up as a young kid and protected his, mentor, essentially, because that's what he is. Kolesar is Reeves' Kolesar's mentor.
Yeah, and but I also look at Joshua. First of all, going out there and laying the hit, right? It was a good hit, period. And Kolesar coming after to fight him. That you didn't take anybody out. You took Joshua out. You didn't hurt the Blues. And in that instance, you got to go after. If you're gonna take exception to a hit, you got to go after someone that means something. Got to take somebody out of the play for 5 minutes. That means something. And I'm nothing against Joshua, but he's a fourth string guy. He's the fourth line guy. That's not the guy you go after, right? It was a fourth line hit on a fourth line hit. Okay, in my eyes, he actually hurt his team more by doing that.
I also point out that let's not forget about Max Pacioretty. I mean, that guy is a stud of a player. He had the hat trick against the Blues, earlier in the season. Comes out tonight, just hit the laser that Husso had no chance at getting. So, Vegas, they got some shooters. Marcia Shaw. They got Riley Smith, who beat him the other night. So definitely, they're not a team to overlook for sure.
Yeah, and even if you stop Marchessault or Stone or Smith or Carlson, you've got White Cloud, who's a good sniping defenseman. You've got Tuck, who has been on a tear. The Knights are a solid team. So to say that, yes, the Blues should have won at least one of these games, and the way they could have won last night. They should have.
Yeah, they should have won last night. They should have won last night. Right, and up until the middle part of the third, they should have won. I mean, they were still in this game, and 3-1 with the power play. This is the first game in like 6 games. The power play, 6 or 7 games, the power play hadn't scored. Power play had been really good up to this point. Yeah, Vegas has a good penalty kill, and they proved it. Yeah, right. Fleury was on. So now the other question comes. And I've heard this already, and I've seen this on a lot of things. Is Binnington hurt? Because why do you start Husso in this game? There's a couple of reasons to start Husso, but this game is too big to start Husso.
If Binnington was hurt, there would be some kind of rumblings.
Maybe hurt's not the right question. Maybe confidence isn't there. Maybe something in that. Maybe there's something else.
Possibility.
Yeah, maybe there's something else. Maybe it was said all along. Husso, and really, if you look at it, up to this point, Husso was 5-0-1 last 6. He had 11 points. He got you 11 points out of the 20 he needed to get you. He was playing well. That was an interesting game yesterday. and Ashley's saying, give Huso experience and give Bennington rest. These 2 points were too important.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I didn't have a problem with him starting Huso, but hindsight's 2020. Now you've got this loss that you didn't score. You scored 1 goal in, right?
Right.
You didn't bury your chances, right? So if you don't bury your chances, Huso's got to pull a shutout. Well, he gave up a goal on the first shot. Mm-hmm. So you're behind the 8 ball from the beginning of the game. And Ashley says Huso played well after. You're right, Ashley. He did. He did play better after. But still, at this moment, hindsight's 2020. It shouldn't have been. 57 attempts to 49 attempts. 17 scoring chances to 16 scoring chances. Both power plays 0 for hits. 18 to 11 for the Blues. D-zone turnovers, 13 for the Blues, 7 there. Oh. Face-offs, 27-28. D-zone turnovers, it's been a problem all year, right?
Yep.
You usually see something happen. And you know what? Here's the other thing. This is the 28th game of the season. You know what that means?
Halfway through.
Halfway point. 28 and 28 is 56, right? Yep. This is the halfway point. What do we do? What do we do to get it right? What do we do to turn this around? The meat of the schedule is coming up.
Sure.
You've got some games to get some points. But when that meat comes, are you going to be able to take the bite off the bone?
Jeremy, you and I have talked offline about, Minnesota, and a lot of people aren't even really talking about those guys. But boy, they got this rookie. This kid is good. Kirill Kasparov. And again, the Blues are going to be playing the Wild a lot down the stretch. So that's a team that's explosive, and what concerns me is the goaltending. They seem to be getting beat from the distance, from out of the points, from a lot of shots and traffic. And those are the type of goals that Minnesota scores. And I think that's going to be a problem. So again, that's another team you don't want to draw.
That's another thing. Guy brought this up that we forgot a guy in the Calder race. Kaapo Kähkönen, the goaltender for Minnesota. That boy is solid right now. And then, okay, so yes, you guys have got Minnesota, like 6 more times this year?
Sure.
Or have you guys played them at all?
Yet.
You haven't played them yet. Okay.
Yeah.
So you still got to face Minnesota the entire way of the schedule. Mm-hmm. Minnesota's on a tear. Mm-hmm. Kaprizov's on a tear. He wants the Calder. Kähkönen wants the Calder. I mean, everybody's firing on all cylinders in Minnesota. You cannot sleep on the Wild.
No, you can't sleep on the Wild. The Avalanche might be getting some guys back. Right now, the team that you got to be worried about the most is the Kings. Now, you've got some distance. Not point-wise, but percentage-wise. Yeah. But that could go away. And right now, the Kings have had your number, right? Yeah. You have got to beat the Kings. With games coming up, you got the Ducks coming up, you got the Sharks coming up before you hit the Knights, the Avalanche, and the Wild. So you've got to do the things that you've got to do. And Ashley makes a point. Ashley makes a good point. This game could have easily been 6-0 going into the third if it wasn't for Huso. I'm okay with that. He did play well, but that second goal was on him. You cannot give up. You cannot give up that that rebound like that. That rebound was right to Stone.
Mm-hmm. Question.
I think not Stone, but whoever took that one, it was right to him.
Was Bennington on the bench?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just curious because, if Bennington was on the bench and this was a big game, the only thing I can think of that Craig Berube's waiting for is I guarantee you got the Kings on Monday. I guarantee Huso starts on Monday.
I don't.
When's the first time you guys play the Wild?
We're playing one game this week. I'd have to let me pull the schedule up while we're sitting here.
Yeah, I was thinking it was this coming Tuesday or something like that.
Let me look. I don't think it might be this week, but let me look.
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right now.
I think Berube's saving Binnington for the Wild because he knows how hot they are right now.
Okay, so we've got. Oh no, we don't play the Wild for a. So we play the Kings on. We're on the road for the next 6. We have a 6-game road trip. So we're on the road. We have 2 games against the Kings in LA.
Okay.
Monday and Wednesday. Then we have a Friday and Saturday tilt against the Sharks.
Ooh.
We see the Knights on Monday the 22nd. Then we see the Wild on the 25th before we finish the month at home against the Ducks.
Okay.
So
right you get there, one game. You get 1 game against or 2 games against the Wild near the end of the month.
1 game. One game. The 25th.
Wow.
You see the Knights. You see the Knights and the Wild in back-to-back games on the road. So you travel from Vegas. You get 2 days off before you face Minnesota. Then you come home and face the Ducks for 2 on a Friday and a Sunday. Or you get into the meat of the schedule.
No.
So really, it comes down to this, right? Those LA games are extremely important. You start Bennington the next 3. You have Huso play Sunday against the Sharks, or Saturday against the Sharks. Then you have Bennington against the Knights and the Wild, and then you have Huso play against the Ducks on the 26th.
Yeah, I could definitely see that for sure. Now the question, I have a quick question because I haven't really been able to look. Who's the taxi squad goaltender for the Blues? In case they want to move Huso out. Like,
I'm not sure right now.
Huso's confidence is probably shot right now.
Well, I think they were trying to sign the Zamboni driver from Toronto or from. I think he got a better deal.
It was.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. It was not. God, it might be Gillies right now. I think they may have moved Gillies because I think the guy that it was, not Hugh. I can't think of his name now. It's slipping me. They moved him to the minors, so I think they got Gillies right now. I think it's Gillies. I'd have to look, but I kind of think it's Gillies. We need wins, and Huso can't play 2 straight games. I'm with you there. And yet, yes, that's what I'm saying, Guy. That's what the schedule should be. So he's kind of agreeing with me. I apologize, people, about this not being on Facebook. I know Facebook's where I get all my views. Please watch it later. Sorry about that. No, this is. I'm listening to O'Reilly right now a little bit. Go ahead, Brock.
Hey, I was able to share it in a couple of the groups, just so you know. Okay.
Yeah, I shared it. I believe I shared it in the clan.
Yeah, but the thing is a lot of them will not click on the link and watch it on YouTube, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we do our best. We do our best. You know, I can't. I'm sorry. I said something. I was responding to somebody, and I should have known better. I should have known better not to use the word I used. But
it happens.
That happens.
Right.
Yeah, well,
it's natural. When somebody gets you ticked off, you get ticked off, and you get you get mouthy. Trust me, I know it.
Especially because we all know, guy, that you put your heart and soul in this, and that this isn't
exactly
just a hobby that you're doing. Like, you really do care about this. So I'm passionate, and why you defend it, and why you want to stand up for it, man. I respect it.
Yeah, it's this group. First of all, this group, they say they're a blues group, and they're really not. They very rarely talk about a blues. It's what they call a ball busting group, and okay. I see where they're going. I don't have the same. I'm still in the group because there's a few people in there I like that I know, and it's still. I still do get a view here and there off the group. It's important, right? You can't leave somebody out that actually does like your stuff.
Absolutely.
Right? And so I tried to push back, and I got blocked. I don't feel it's right. I'm hoping Facebook right now is ignoring people that want to fight back. They're just blowing them off.
Yeah. Facebook. Okay.
But
Facebook
you know what?
is a big joke, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In some ways, yeah.
My buddy.
people get on and they want to bait each other. You know, they want to bait you just to get you.
Absolutely.
And it's like, give me a break, guy. We got no time for that.
Yeah, I mean, basically what I told this guy was every time you respond to my comments with yours, I'm winning because that's what I want. I like riling you up. I said that. And then I said, I make you my, and I spelled it out, B-O-I-T-C, biatch. I called him a biatch. And then he's using the actual word on me that I'm the one that gets blocked.
Because you're the first person that said it.
No, I did not. He's the first one that said it.
Well,
the way I said it was not as
correct. But the way Facebook is nowadays, because they're all cookie cutter.
But
they're
all
cookie cutter.
I want to say this, guy, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, you're right.
That you set the standard, man. You're running the show, okay? So I think people do expect a higher standard from you. So I get it when you get in these things with people. People are like, well, what's Guy doing? It's like, come on, man. Just for all of us. And hey, I would probably do the same thing. But you know what? Cooler heads prevail. You run this website. You don't want to get baited into these sort of fights. It's like, man, you got way many more things going on than these clowns do. So, keep your eye on the prize, man. I mean, I'm sorry,
you know what?
Lecturing on you, but like, dude, you're right, man.
Brock, you're absolutely right. I need to keep my eye on the prize. I should have known, but the only reason I posted in that group is because they constantly downgrade me. So being on KMOX was a huge thing to me. So I wanted to say, up yours. And, I went a little too far. I admit it. I'll take the hit.
What are they doing tomorrow at 11:45? They're not.
That's right.
Exactly.
You are. So anyway, I mean, that's my 2 cents, man.
Oh no, and it's right, and you're right, and I know this is blues talk, and this shouldn't be part of it. But what's bad is groups make this part of it. That's what's wrong. The censorship that we have to go through, the hoops that I have to jump through, just to give good content to people, right?
Yep.
Like now, right now with your articles that I'm about to put out tomorrow, right? I'm going to have to count on you guys to share the articles because I can't.
Sure.
Right. So I'm going to have to count on you guys. So I'm going to have to once the articles post, I'm going to have to tag you in Facebook and have you go grab them and post them. And sometimes, and I will say this, I do hope that as we get going on, that you guys do help share some of your own articles out, so it's not always me, because then it looks bad when it's always me. So it does help it with some of that. And I know it's my job to get the site out, but it's all of our jobs to get the articles read. Yes. And that's kind of what I believe. And it's just, and what's really great is right now we're creating good blues hockey content. And I'm saying blues and hockey with a slash. Yes. Not blues hockey, but blues and hockey content.
Absolutely.
Right? We are doing that. We are getting.
The thing that I like is because here in St. Louis, you get so caught up in just the blues. You need to see the whole league, and you need to have reports, to have Jeremy out there scoring, because otherwise, Jeremy, you and I were talking about it today. People have no idea that the Tampa Bay Lightning are on fire. They're one of the best teams in the league. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not only that, you know who else is on fire? Chicago. Chicago's playing really well.
Yep. The entire
Carolina.
Central. The Central itself is just an absolute fire pit right now.
I had somebody write an article on that, and I called it. I said the Central was wide open.
Oh yeah.
Right? Who wants a seat at the dinner table?
The only teams that I could see out of the Central right now is Nashville, Detroit, and I think that's it.
Oh yeah. A lot of people look at Dallas.
Maybe
they look at Dallas being down in the stats, but look at the games played. They have a lot of games to make up.
Right.
They have a lot of games to make up. I'm looking at all them games, and that could be important. Ashley, I got it. Ashley, you're becoming Ashley, I want to do something for you, right? On my page, I have under activities. I used to do on the show fan of the game, pet of the game, and tattoo of the game. But since the show's morphed, I've kind of gotten away from that. But what I've decided to do is I want to take that fan of the game page and start reopening it. pet of the game. But instead of me putting it out like I used to on the show, people send the stuff to me, and then we put that on the page, right? We start putting their pets on the page so people can go to that page and see their pets and see their fans. So Ashley, I would like you to send me 3 to 5 pictures, you in Blues gear, your family, whatever, 3 to 5, and a little bio about you and your fanhood, where you live, who's your favorite player now, favorite player to past, favorite memories. Send that to me. And if you can get it to me, you're going to be the first new fan of the game on the fan of the game page, right? That's awesome. Then we'll start working on pet of the game and getting tattoo of the game in the back. I actually love tattoo of the game, and I want to get right back into that. I think there's some really great tattoos. But the other thing is, I don't want just Blues tattoos. I want hockey tattoos. I really want to highlight other people's hockey tattoos. I know for Montreal, there's some really good ones out there, right? I know for Toronto, for Detroit, for Chicago. Oh, yes, yeah. I know I said Chicago.
I've seen a couple of good Detroit ones.
Yes, sir. This is something I can go to in my free time. I love hockey and love talking what should happen with the Blues and sticking together and talking Blues and NHL. We are the best fans in leagues. I love it. And Ashley Jones says, thanks mean a lot. Please, Ashley, send that stuff to me. You got to send it to me. You got to either email me at my email address. So let me put that in the banner here real quick, right? At my email address there, or send me the picture. Really, if you email me with the pictures, that's better. It's easier for me to download them and put them on the page. And you can put the bio. You can either email it or put it in your. I can still use Messenger, so I haven't been kicked out of Messenger. Hey, let's hear Craig Berube for a second.
You know, it's the game's right there. We need guys to do the job when they're out on the ice, and right now we don't have everybody doing the job. And when you don't have guys doing their job, you get scored on.
Did you get, you talked last night about missing coverage and the rush plays. Do you think you were any better in those areas?
Yes, we were better tonight.
Greg, is it the veterans or is it a combination of everybody?
Well, it doesn't matter who it is. It's just we don't have enough guys that are pulling on the same rope here, and we need that. We need that, especially with the injuries we have. We need everybody, in the lineup to do the right things and pull on the same rope, and right now we don't.
As coaches, how do you get them to do that?
We get other guys back that are injured that are going to play.
And when you say pulling on the rope, do you mean just do your job?
Do your job. There's a certain way we play, and you have to play good defense. You got to do things. You got to be strong on the walls. We were weak on walls. With some guys are weak on walls. It turned pucks over, and they get 2 goals that way tonight. 2 goals, and it's like it's a one goal game. We're soft on the walls, and it gets jacked in our net. It's unacceptable.
I got to cut it right there.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
That was fire. He was on fire on that one. He is hot.
Good for him.
If I get another thing from Fox Sports telling me not to play that, I'm going to throw it back. According to law, audio is fair game.
Yes.
And I'm giving you credit. This is on. I took that from Fox Sports Midwest, the post-game show. And this is because the NHL and the Blues won't allow me to be on the what do you call it? The
NHL media.
Zoom. They won't give us. Oh, and that's the other thing I wanted to tell you guys. I'm working up for on NHL media. We are all going to apply. We're going to apply. I'm going to work on a statement for you to put out and apply for your media credentials. We're not going to get them, but we're going to apply once a month or once a week.
Now,
all right,
do you mind if I apply?
We're going to prove that Fan Report Media Group is a real media group, and we're here to stay, and we're going to be that group.
Do you mind if I don't apply with the Blues?
Yeah, well, yeah, the Blues won't give it to us, right?
I was thinking.
We're going to apply with the NHL. We're going to apply with the NHL.
Apply with the NHL, but then don't.
You can apply with your individual teams, yes.
Right. So I could go with Pittsburgh, or I bet you we could get in with like Detroit or Columbus or some of these smaller markets.
Yeah, there's some teams that do look at smaller websites and let them in, and all it takes is one. All it takes is one. Really, all it takes is one to establish ourselves, and that's what we're doing, guys. Every time we do a show, every time we talk,
I'm gonna reel you back in because Coach.
Okay, reel me in.
Coach just said that if there aren't players out there that want to do the system that he wants, he's going to get rid of them, or he's going to get players in here that will. That's the first time he's really said. And the trade deadline's coming up. So, boy, I'll tell you what, makes you kind of scratch your head and start thinking, Zach Sanford, I mean, he played a good game tonight, but he is kind of frequently in and out. Could he be on the trade block,
Could Sammy Blaze.
But did you catch him saying that? He was very –
Oh, yeah. Oh, he was upset. He was absolutely upset. There was no doubt that he felt they did not play their game tonight.
Okay.
No doubt.
Let's play predictor. All right, for a minute, guys. All right, so if the Blues did try to move for a guy or for a couple of guys, which would you prefer, a forward or a good defenseman? And then
right now,
what would you give up?
Oh, see, that's the problem. I don't know what to give up because you got to give. First of all, one of the problems with the league right now is so many teams are in that LTIR cap, right? One of the things that I've mentioned and I found out is perfectly legal. You could trade a player on LTIR, right? While they're on LTIR, to a team. So here's my trade. I would trade Alexander Steen and his $5 million LTIR to a team for a $1 to $2 million middle six defenseman, right? Middle pair defenseman. And the reason I say this, because you can't afford, you're not going to get a top pairing for defenseman. You're not for $2 million. You're not in the cap. You got to get something that you're giving them relief that they could. You're hooking a team up is what you're doing. Yeah, you're hooking a team up, and that's the only only thing I can see.
Well, Alexander Steen, he's retired. He had injury. He's not coming back. You're not going to get anything.
No, Brock, you're missing it. That's exactly why.
Well,
you're trading him because when he goes to the other team, that money opens their cap up, right? That now they have that extra room in the LTIR.
That's true.
That opens their LTIR cap room. That's what it does. It gives them, first of all, they move a $2 million player, right?
Yeah.
We lose $3 million off the LTIR. We only lose basically the $5 million comes off the LTIR and we add $2 million to it. But at this point, we can accept that. We're at that point where we have the room in the LTIR to put that there. That's not the problem. Steen goes to the other team. Now they've actually opened $7 million, right?
Right.
$7 million that they can use
to go out and get a good, solid player.
Yeah. Right.
But
so that's what I'm looking at. So
you're looking at a second-tier defenseman. There's only a few teams that would probably do something like that.
You know what teams would do something like that? I'll tell you who would do something like that right now.
Ottawa would do something like that. No. This isn't going to be a pretender. This isn't going to be a seller. This is going to be a buyer. Okay. Because this is a team that can use that extra money to go out and buy. This is going to be a Tampa Bay. This is going to be a Carolina. This is going to be a Toronto. This is going to be It could be a Pittsburgh.
Vegas.
It could be a Pittsburgh, and you get Marcus Pettersson.
Pittsburgh. This is going to be a buyer. And that's what I think.
Makes sense.
That's what I think. Maybe get Travis Dermott from Toronto in a trade for Stanford. I don't know about that. Really don't know about that. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know about Sanford, but
give him a pick. Give him a later round. We've got a lot of picks right now. Give him a 3rd round pick or a 4th round pick. That's all it's worth. I'll take that. Right?
Yeah.
Boston. Boston's another team that might.
Boston
So
would be
this is a viable option.
It is.
Steen, and for Steen, what's it mean? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He's still getting paid.
Right.
Right? The money doesn't come off anybody's salary cap. It doesn't hurt it. It helps. And this is where that you need to get creative. This is where creative gets.
Well, I mean, it's an interesting approach, that's for sure.
Right? And you know why? You know what? Well, here's the thing. In a normal season, you would never, ever think of this. Right? We are, and here's the thing. This has already happened. It's already happened.
Yeah. Well,
Tampa Bay traded two very good pieces of their Stanley Cup team to Ottawa for two guys that will never suit up, that are on LTIR, that were injured and cannot play because they needed the cap room. This has already happened. It's not a novel ideal. It's happened. It is, and I hope Doug Armstrong listens to this. I hope some other GMs listen to this. Maybe they'll learn something. But I've talked to a couple agents, and they say it is. If both teams agree, yes, you can. And the amount of space that gets opened is incredible. It could save a team season if they do it right, and it could solidify ours. We're still making the playoffs. I think we're better than the Kings. I think the Kings are going to get destroyed by Vegas, Tampa Bay, or Vegas, Minnesota, and
Colorado.
I think that Anaheim plays them hard. I think the Sharks play them hard. We got to win some games against them. We got to win these two against them coming up. We do that. They're not the question. The question is us getting a different seeding position. Because I don't want 4. I don't want to face Vegas. I really don't. Right?
No.
I want to face Vegas after they face somebody. I want to face Vegas after they face somebody and taken a toll on them. Because we're a team that will take a toll on you. And that's what I'm at.
You want, in all honesty, the team that you probably want right now is Colorado.
I agree. I think Colorado, right now, at this playoff starting out, Colorado has a lot of injuries, and they're not playing that well. Yeah, they got McKinnon back, but they're still not playing well.
Ooh, I like that trade, Chris. Trade Sanford, Steen, and a third rounder for Frederick. But
I'm not going to 3 for 1. I don't know about that. I want something else. I want another pick.
Yeah, I would get Sanford or Frederick and probably a young defenseman.
I'd want a prospect. Or I'd want to trade third-round picks.
Okay.
I want to trade third-round picks.
Still stuck on the Steen thing. I know you explained it to me, and I get it. It's hard for me to just see that coming. But you know what? Hey, amaze me, man.
Yeah.
No, it's.
Yeah, I get
you
it.
have to think creative, right?
Yeah. Especially now in this.
And the thing with Steen is Steen doesn't affect you at all. He's coming off the books next season anyways. He helps. When he goes on LTIR to a team, his daily hit adds to their daily hit on LTIR. So that spreads that room. Not only that, they're taking a guy off their team. Like, I don't know what Trent Frederick, I don't know what his salary cap hit is.
1 sec.
Right? Can you look that up on what his salary cap hit is? So you take that cap hit.
Unretires. Like what is that? Has to have some implications.
No, he does not. He's not officially retired.
He's on long-term injury reserve.
He's on LTIR. He will not, quote unquote, submit his retirement paper. Because if he submits his retirement paperwork, guess what?
He doesn't get paid.
Yeah. I'm gonna look that
up. Contract.
His cap hit right now, Frederick's, is $925,000.
In a heartbeat. But I want something more. I do want something more.
His AAV is 1.1.
1.1, okay.
His base salary is $832,500.
1.1. So 1.1. And what's Sanford's? Can you look up Sanford's real quick?
Sanford's. Yep. Give me 1 sec.
No problem. I mean, that's hey, that's what we do, guys. We'll take you. This is why we say that we're by a fan, for the fan, and about the fan. Right? We're taking what you say and we're pumping it.
Sanford's hit is 1.5.
Yeah, that's a good. Actually, see, at that point, that's not a good trade for Boston. The reason I say that that's not a good trade for Boston. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Hey, Jeremy, while I got you on the line, you
Yeah.
know, we were talking earlier about the Western Division, and I think what concerns me is that, you know, here in St. Louis, people just automatically assume we're going to beat the Ducks and we're going to beat the Sharks. Well, those are two teams. You know, Logan Couture comes into town and rolls about 3 or 4 goals in us every time he plays us. So, I mean, what are you saying?
You see, with Couture is anymore. Couture is trying to keep his spot in San Jose. He really is. As much as he's the captain right now, I could see the Sharks trying to get younger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at what the Sharks GM is doing for Evander Kane.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about this, but Evander Kane is essentially filing bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And what the Sharks GM is doing is he's literally trying to sign or void Kane's contract. So then Kane doesn't have to pay a dime, and the Sharks don't have to pay a dime.
Yeah.
And the banks get screwed.
Actually, I think the bankruptcy court isn't going to allow that to happen. I think the bankruptcy court here, they're going to see that for what it is. Kane, why would you void his contract? What's the purpose? He's playing. He's been playing up the stuff. He's not doing something that would void that contract. There's nothing that he's done that would void that contract.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. And that's the thing.
I mean, getting back to the West, Couture, he's trying to pump out goals left and right. Mm-hmm. He's trying to keep his spot. Kane, he's on his way out. The Sharks aren't going to get any younger. So the Sharks right now are not as potent as they could be.
But, Guy, what I was saying, my point is everybody they're checking those off on the schedule like we're going to win those. And
right.
The Sharks, they always play the Blues tougher. The Blues have difficult time beating the Sharks, you know, and it's
True.
And even the Kings, we talk about the Kings with their 1-3-1 defense just really threw the Blues into a bit of a mess. And Anaheim, they got some, Raquel's an awesome player. They got some great players for Anaheim. So this is no cakewalk in the West at all.
No.
Yeah, I get it. And I'm with you guys. You're right. It's not a cakewalk and it's going to be tough. Well, guys, we're about the 45 minutes. Hold on. Did you hear what Carlson said, though? He is hating the team, trying to rebuild, doesn't want to rebuild, and says Sharks need to go all in. So that's what I think they will do. I don't think I don't know about that.
Carlson, I think Carlson's on his way out of San Jose anyways.
Yeah, I think that they're going to trade him. No, I think they will trade him because they're not happy with his play anyways.
Sure.
No.
Right? He's been sat down. He's been sat down a couple of games. So they're not happy with his play. Well, guys, it's about that time.
Yes.
We're at that 45-minute mark, a little longer. We needed to go. And my neighbors doesn't like my loud voice because I'm deaf and can't hear and speak loud. So I'm my neighbor. Hey, guys, I got to love you. Brock and Jeremy. I can't wait for the next Brock and the Fox. You guys did a great job on that. It's on the STL Fan Report. Look for the Sly Fox page under the Blue Note Fan Report. I'll post your next video there. And guys, let's have a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see you on Monday night if you can make it. Aloha.
I'll be there.
Mahalo. And this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying you got to know I'm bleeding blue with you. I can't wait to see you on the next Blue Note Fan Report. Oh, hold on. I didn't end the broadcast.